In this practice, we are going to try on a restorative yoga posture of child's pose. And this is going to be a great posture to practice when we are wanting to calm down and relax our nervous system. And we're going to approach this as if we were in our own personal laboratory. And so there's a couple of props that I have here, and I'm going to make a few suggestions. But ultimately, it is up to you to really listen to your body and to identify what are the things that feel really nourishing and what kind of adjustments and props are going to make this posture truly feel most comfortable and nourishing for your body. And we're really going to practice beginner's mind. And so that means that we're coming into this posture every time that we're practicing it without any expectation so as to what is going to feel good and what won't feel good. Because it all depends. If we've been sitting a lot over the past few days, if we've been walking a lot over the past few days, our bodies are going to need different things day to day, moment to moment. And so I really invite you to come in, no expectations, and really listen to your body. What is it that might feel really nourishing for your body in this moment? And so let's try on some of these options. So I'll share with you that, so let me first go through the basics of child's pose. And so in child's pose, and this is something that perhaps you've seen in a yoga class, as it's a very common posture. Usually you'll want to have your knees as wide as your yoga mat, or at least this is the version of child's pose that we're going to play with today. And then you're going to extend your hands forward. You're going to really want to make the sides, or invite the sides of your torso to be really nice and long. And so you can really lengthen forward, forward, forward as much as possible. And then releasing the forehead down. And so that is a more traditional child's pose. And so today we're going to use our props. We're going to play with props. And so I'll show you a few alternatives, and then eventually I'll show you my preference. And so a couple of things is, sometimes being in this particular posture might not feel very good for your body. And so maybe having a block to support, to provide a little bit more support underneath you, that might feel really nice, and you can go into the posture this way. If you don't have a block, you are welcome to use, sometimes even just stacking some books can actually be enough. And then it's really nice because then you can stack the books to the height that feels most comfortable for you. Another thing that you can play with there, it's going to be, you can grab one of your blankets and place it right underneath your thighs, just like so. And this is also going to provide really nice support. You could also go for 2 blankets here, and that provides even more support, and you can still come forward. In that case, you actually might find it really nice to have even another blanket. And you can use also just any thick blanket or thick pillow. You can even have a pillow, wrap your pillow around a towel, wrap a towel around your pillow. That could also give you something really thick as well, or just a rolled up towel could be really thick. So just get really, if you don't have any of these props in particular, you can just get really creative in terms of what things at home could you use that could be, that could kind of mimic the shape. And so here, I could allow my forehead to rest here. Just like so. I'll give one other alternative that might be helpful. Sometimes some people have a lot of sensitivity with pressure on tops of your feet. So you can also provide a little bit of support there. You can grab one of your thick blankets, roll it up, and then I like to place the roll facing down just so that it doesn't unroll as easily. And that actually, and again, you can play with how thick you make this roll. So you can make it a little thinner, that might feel more comfortable. And then you can place that as a little bit of added support so that your feet are not necessarily flattening out as much in the ankle joint here. So you can play with that as well. And then reaching forward into your child's pose. Now here, I'm going to share with you two particular pressure points that I really love to explore when I'm doing a child's pose. And so the first pressure point that I'll explore, and let me clear the slate here so it doesn't feel so confusing. So for the posture that's of my preference right now, I'm going to use one blankie and one block. And so I'm going to bring this here, and I'm going to bring this close, really close to my hip bones, so that when I reach forward, I actually find this nice kind of almost like pressure point in terms of my belly breathing into the pressure of the blankie a little bit. And so there's this really gentle pressure point here, and if this feels uncomfortable, of course, then you can opt for any other variation that we've shared, or anything else that you find that really feels nourishing for your body. And so I'm going to go ahead and reach forward, and I'm going to use my block, and I'm actually going to really use the bottom edge of my block, and I'm going to align it so that it provides a little bit of pressure for that space between my eyebrows, the third eye center. And so I'm going to take a moment here, and I'm going to really anchor the weight of my hips down, 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 down. I'm going to imagine my hips moving toward the back of my mat. And from that, I'm going to go ahead and reach forward as much as possible. I'm really feeling my hips reaching back, my chest reaching forward. I'm really noticing this elongating effect through the sides of my torso, crawling my hands forward, and then I'm going to release the forearms down. I'm going to release my forehead down to the block. I'm realigning the block here so that that bottom edge aligns right to the third eye center. And I'll give myself permission here to begin to just allow the weight of my body to completely sink down. Imagining my body just melting down toward the earth, opening towards surrendering here. Each exhale, just like an opportunity to release a little bit more of my weight down toward the earth. Really allowing myself to be completely supported. And you can linger here for as long as it feels really nourishing to your body. And whenever the practice feels complete to you, you're welcome to begin the process of exiting very gently, wiggling toes and fingers, beginning to lift your head, and gently crawling yourself back, and finding your way. See if you can really maintain your sense of being present in your body, moving slowly. And we'll find our way back to sitting. And so this might be a really nice moment to just pause and take some time to check in. You can scan your attention throughout your body from your head down to your toes, opening your awareness here just to notice, how does your body feel right now? And what are some of the lingering effects of that practice? This is a great way to get to know and really come to understand what are some of the effects of some of these different postures on your body. You're welcome to end your practice here. You're welcome to take some time to perhaps grab a journal and then write a little bit more about your experience. A few questions that you could play with. What occurred during the practice? What happened during the practice? How did you feel? And how do you feel now? Thank you for taking this time to practice together.